I was 8 years old when I first visited a landfill. It wasn't here on Oahu, it was actually in Northern California. And it was at that time where this is what I want to do for the rest of I want to just work with garbage. And that day I went with my dad. That day I was able to scavenge. Scavenge is kind of a bad word in the solid waste industry, but it made me realize that people throw away good stuff. I was able to get a Schwinn bike from a landfill and then put air in it, and now I got my first bike. That's what really got me into what I do today as far as solid waste management. So the hierarchy of solid waste management is one, source reduction. So source reduction, all it means is you're reducing the garbage that's being produced at the source. So we introduced a plastic bag ban law in 2012. So now when you go to the grocery store, that is the reason why you don't see these plastic bags anymore. You bring your own bag. If you don't bring your own bag, they charge you 15 cents, and then they'll provide you with a brown paper bag. That brown paper bag is recyclable, but not everybody is on the city's curbside programs.
I started volunteering with 808 Cleanups about 2.5 years ago. Cleanup organization, we work with a lot of the different government agencies that do waste reduction. So we work with Parks and Recreation and even the Navy and the state and DLNR to get our trash picked up from sites and removed. So we kind of do the collection of the trash. So we know a lot about how our waste has been mismanaged. How much people litter, how much dumping problems there are on this island, and even just homeless folk living, and then there's no way for them to dispose of their trash. So we know all these different ways that trash ends up in our environment, and we know that we have an overwhelming amount of it. So we're here to help just with the collection part of that, but we also hope to continue to work with organizations that actually dispose of and potentially reuse that trash. So I've recently learned a lot about reuse of marine debris. CMDR has a great program that reuses marine debris into other kinds of products, into making plastic sheets into new things of wood, and using the ropes, the nets, and the fishing line we find to be repurposed for other things.
So Reuse Hawaii was founded in 2006 as a solution to the waste issue here in Hawaii. So our mission is to divert construction and demolition waste from the landfills and provide job training and skills to those with barriers to employment. We divert waste through our two core programs. Deconstruction, which is the sustainable alternative to demolition, is the hand salvaging of materials from houses, sites, structures, and then all that salvage material is brought here to our store on Salt Lake Boulevard, where we redistribute all that material at an affordable price to the community. The community can also donate material to us by dropping stuff off. And we also have a tree milling program where we mill felled trees and make it a resource for people to use for their projects. And then here we have redwood tongue and groove, or other people call it redwood wallboards, that we have salvaged from the houses that we have deconstructed. So this is our lumber yard, all our salvaged lumber that we get from our projects. People can donate stuff as well. We have masonry, bricks, plywood, basically anything that can stay outside will be out here. Yeah, so you can find all kinds of things here in our lumber yard. We have granite that we've salvaged from kitchens, and all types of roofing material, garden material. We even have ohia posts over there that we salvaged from the Kona Village Resort back in 2018. They were renovating, so we were able to get in that project and salvage just a bunch of material from that.
So one thing that anybody can do is really know what is recyclable. What recycling is important when something is a waste product. So bring a flask next time. That's your source reduction right there. Newspaper, you read things online now, so we're seeing less newspaper in the waste stream. A lot of these recyclables, they are separated, baled, put into a container and shipped off island. Is that the best way to really think about recycling? Should we minimize the amount of recyclables that's being produced? Recycling is part of the solution. Composting is part of the solution, but think upstream. Source reduction. What can we do to minimize the amount of garbage that's being produced? And if we can't do that, recycling is your next option.